everybody. I'm Jared Pike. This is Shell Point Today for Wednesday, June 18th. On today's show, we learn a new, simpler way of conducting CPR with no need for mouth-to-mouth. We'll also visit the Arbor, where, dare I say it, they are happy. But first, we have two free musical events today that you should know about. Pianist Andrew Klein is a skilled musician from West Palm Beach who has a broad repertoire. He's giving a free classical concert at Shell Point this afternoon at 12:15 p.m. in the Social Center. All are welcome to enjoy the beautiful classical sounds of Andrew Klein. Also this afternoon, Jazz and Stuff, the Shell Point band that gives free concerts every Wednesday, is taking the summer off. So, if you love good old-fashioned sing-along songs, then join your friends and neighbors at the free Jazz and Stuff show happening at 2:30 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. Now, you might have seen yesterday's show with Lenny Wodarczyk talking about neuropathy, a horrendous condition where your hands and feet lose all feeling. While there may not be a cure to this condition, there are steps you can take to positively deal with this condition. You're invited to visit the Neuropathy Support Group, which meets today at 11 a.m. at the Woodlands Oak Room. Oftentimes, the best support group you can have is the people that sit right across the table from you at mealtime. But what if you're single? It can be a little intimidating to dine at a place like the Crystal Room when you're by yourself. That's why the Crystal Room has started a singles supper every Monday and Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Now, this supper isn't designed to match people up. It's just an opportunity for singles to enjoy a meal with the fellowship of others and enjoy each other's company. Once again, the singles supper at the Crystal Room happens every Monday and Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. And they encourage you to phone ahead by calling 454-2199. Now, here's a scenario. You see someone collapse in your building or in a public place. You call 911. What can you do in the in-between time before the ambulances get there? Now, there is a simple technique called hands-only CPR, which you can administer to help keep a person's blood circulating until paramedics arrive. Ross Hollander, a Red Cross certified instructor, is visiting Shell Point next week to teach this vital technique. Hands-only CPR training takes place on Tuesday, June 24th, with sessions at 1 p.m. or at 2 p.m. Let's watch this demonstration.
I'm Mary Franklin with the Health Connection, and we have an interactive program coming up. It is American Red Cross Hands-Only CPR Training. It'll take place on Tuesday, June 24th, and you can sign up either for the 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. training session. It's going to take place at the Oak Room down at the Woodlands. And I'm here today with a wonderful American Red Cross volunteer, Ross Hollander. Welcome to Shell Point.
Thank you, Mary.
Well, what a wonderful program the American Red Cross is doing, because going out and getting your CPR certification sometimes could be a little bit overwhelming, but they've changed it up and it's only hands-on only, and it's 20 minutes to get trained.
So it's to be trained. So,
right.
So what we're doing is we're working across Florida to get 500,000 people to be trained in how to do hands-only CPR. Mm-hmm. And what hands-only is different than regular CPR. Okay, regular CPR, if you go and get fully certified, you're going to be doing compressions and breaths. Mm-hmm. Okay, but a lot of people in Florida don't feel comfortable with doing the breath part. Right. So what we're doing is we're doing hands-only CPR. Mm-hmm. And what hands-only CPR does is the compressions push the blood through the body, and as a result, oxygen is getting to the organs. And we're doing this during the time, from the time we start till the time that EMS arrives. Right. So we're not doing this for a very long period of time.
Correct. So your first thing before you start is to call 911 or have someone who is there to call for you and make sure that they are doing so.
Yeah, you definitely want to get 911 to be called, because doing compressions is hard, no matter what age or what physical condition you're in, and the result of that is you don't want to do it too long.
Right.
So you'd like to get some professional help as soon as possible.
And here at Shell Point, the great thing is the medical center can respond as well, and since they're right here on property, that's a quick response time, which is wonderful. So the training only takes approximately 20 minutes, and the only equipment you need for the training is a piece of paper and a toy?
Well, we used to do it all with mannequins, and we still do.
Okay.
But when we're trying to do a large number of people, if we're trying to get to 500,000 people, an easy way to do that is to find a tool that will simulate the chest compression. So give you because you have to push hard, and you need something that can help you to kind of measure, like, how hard do I really need to push? And this tool allows us to do that. And so we have a little chest drawing that the tool sits on, and I can actually give you a demonstration if you like.
That would be wonderful. Go right ahead.
All right, so if we're in the classroom, which we will be, all right, what we're going to do is everyone who comes will have a drawing and a tool in front of them, all right? And what we're going to do is three things. We're going to teach you how to check, all right, how to call, and how to care. So the check part of it is we want to make sure that the area is safe. We want to make sure that that the person is not just sleeping, okay? And the third thing we want to check is to make sure that that they're not breathing, because we don't want to do any kind of compressions on a person who is breathing, all right? Then we want to do the call part, and that's getting someone to call 911. And then the third part is the care, which is the actual compressions. So what I'm going to do now is just show you that compression part, just so you get an idea, and you'll learn a lot more in the session when you come. So what I tell everybody is stick their left hand out, put their right hand inside their left hand, and using the heel of their hand, they'll press down on top of the Red Cross vehicle in the center of the chest, right between the nipples. Keeping their arms straight, they're going to use their body weight. So this is not about arm strength, it's about being able to press down. So you're going to press down and use your body weight to press down. And what this does is this is moving the blood through the person's body, which helps bring oxygen to all the organs. And it's as simple as that. And we'll teach you in the class how to do it. We'll teach you the right pace to do it. And it's fun to do.
All right. Well, I love that they have simplified it so that we all can help when called upon, if called upon, and know that we can help out our friends and neighbors if needed. Well, this is going to be a life-saving presentation, and it takes place at the Oak Room. Either sign up for 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. on Tuesday, June 24th. Ross Hollander will be there to do the training for you. You can call the service desk to sign up. And if you want to be part of that 500,000 Floridians that are getting trained this year, sign up today. I'm Mary Franklin, along with Ross Hollander. Make it a happy and healthy day.
Yesterday, we showed you a video that Kings Crown residents and employees filmed for their employee appreciation event. The theme, happiness. Well, it turns out there are plenty of other happy employees and residents at Shell Point, as we're about to see now from the Arbor.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. happens to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow for a happy video from the Springs, as well as a more in-depth exploration as to what makes people at Shell Point happy. But for now, let's cover all of Wednesday's happenings from Resort Services. Then stay tuned for your Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hi everybody, welcome to the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandler and this is Leslie Brand, and we're going to tell you what we have going on here at Shell Point today. As usual, we're going to start pretty early today at 7:45 with the men's Bible study. They'll be in the Osprey Room on the island. Lily and Company Jewelers will be here at 8:45, and she'll be at the Resident Activity Center. 9 o'clock, the Round Robin Doubles Tennis will go on at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. We also have a 9 o'clock watercolor group with Phil Hilton down in the art studio. 9:15 is the time the card making and scrapbooking group will be in the Tarpon Room. From 10:15 until 11:45, we have the Apple iPad free walk-in clinic in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. At 10:15, we have the Model Yacht Sailing Club down at the Woodlands Lake. 10:15, we also have the Women's Ministries Global Outreach. They'll be in the Social Center on the island. The Neuropathy Support Group will be in the Oak Room at 11 o'clock. And we have an 11:30 Health Connections class. This is specifics in cardio conditioning. That'll be in the Health Club, and it's currently full. And here's Leslie with your lineup for the afternoon.
Thank you, Bev. At 12:15, we have the classical sounds of Andrew Klein. So make sure you make your way onto the Social Center on the island. 1 o'clock, chess in the Library Lounge. 1:45, Health Connections, Balance and Mobility Training Level 1 in the Health Club on the island. That class is currently full. 2:30, Jazz and Stuff in the Grand Cypress Room. 3 o'clock, Bible Study at the Community Room of King's Crown. 3 o'clock, Health Connections, Pilates Stretch in the Health Club. Also at 3 o'clock, Memory Care Group at the Behavioral Health Medical Center on the island. Sign-up is required. 3:30, Health Connections, Aqua Agility and Conditioning at the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. 4:30, Indoor Bocce at the Health Club. And 7:15, Prayer and Praise with Andy Hawkins in the Social Center on the island. Well, thank you for tuning in with us today, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Terry Koleth with your Academy information for Wednesday. At 1 o'clock, touchscreen training for tablets and laptops will begin in the Computer Center at the Woodlands, and sign-up is required. At 1 o'clock, our summer intermediate bridge course continues in the game room at the Woodlands. And at 1:45, we have Internet Prep School continuing in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. At 2 o'clock, paper book folding will begin in the Sable Room of the Woodlands for those who have signed up.
Menus for Wednesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is marinated skirt steak fajitas with fresh grilled vegetables and flour tortillas. The dinner special is the pasta buffet for $12.95, and the soup of the day is Duchess. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a turkey Reuben with coleslaw for $7.25. The dinner special is fried shrimp for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are chicken saltimbocca for $13.95 or fried oysters for $16.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Let me welcome you today to Village Church Connections. Thank you for joining us. I'm here with Janet Howard, who's a resident here at Shell Point. Janet, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. It's a delight to be here.
Janet, we are here to talk about something special. And you are here because of some of your background in Indonesia. Tell us about the years you spent there real quickly.
Well, I was 40 years in Indonesia. It's still very much home to me. I love the country. It's the largest Muslim country in the world.
So you know a lot about Ramadan, and that's part of what we're here to talk about.
Good, yes. My daughter lives there now, and my grandson, and I think of them soon coming up to fast month and what it's going to mean, which we know is Ramadan, the fast month, for Muslims all around the world.
And what do Muslims do during the month of Ramadan? What are the important things to them during this month?
I think it's the time that they really center in on their devotion to God. That's really what it's about. Islam means being submitted to God. And when they give up things throughout the day, and actually giving up is a lot, I don't think I could ever do it. Not to eat or even swallow your saliva from sunup till sunset, and just spend that whole time in submission to God, letting Him control your appetites, is a sign of your devotion to God. So Muslims do that, not 100% of all Muslims, but ones who really want to honor God and follow the rules of their religion, fast for that month.
They do fast, and I can only assume that the years that you spent in Indonesia, you observed this up close and personal year after year.
I did, but I hate to admit I never actually went along with the fast. Although my daughter and son-in-law, who have been working with Muslims in the same country, actually chose to fast with their neighbors, and they found it very difficult.
It would be. I can only imagine. During the time that the Muslims are participating in Ramadan, we participate in a prayer focus for Muslims during that month. We have a little booklet that we have available at the church lobby, or they can pick it up at service times, that's called 30 Days of Prayer. Tell us a little bit why this is so important.
Knowing that Muslims are really more concerned in this 1 month about their relationship to God. It just, many times their hearts are more open, they have more spiritual sensitivity, and it's the time, because of that they're more focused on things that really matter. So to know that there are people around the world, Christians, who are concerned enough to be sharing their burden and praying for them, I think it's wonderful. I think sometimes, I would say Americans now, because we're Americans, all right? Americans tend to think that, Muslims, especially what we've been hearing in the news lately, the radical Muslims, I don't like them, I don't trust them, but they are ones that God has created and He loves, and He longs for them to know Him in the way we do. Because they can't know God without knowing God's Son. But one thing I like about this book, it's so informative.
It is. It's put together by day, and there's 30 separate days of information. It gives you information about various countries and what's going on there and the Muslim population there. And then it gives you some very specific things to pray for.
I really like it because, we can just say, oh, God help the Muslims during fast month. But this gives us something focused to pray for. And I really like this book. I've been working through this book for years now. And every time it comes toward Ramadan, I'm thinking, oh, pretty soon the church will have this out for us.
Well, and it helps me. I know you've lived with Muslims for a lot of your life, but it helps me understand them, understand some of their culture, understand some of their beliefs. And I think you hit on something that's really critical. It's during this month that their hearts are more sensitive. And many Muslim people are very sincere in their pursuit of God.
They truly are. And the thing that I see reaching Muslims in different countries around the world is through dreams and visions. So many people Muslims have found truth through the dreams that they had, the vision that they've had, and then God directs them to someone who can say, these are what these dreams mean. And then they find real life that frees them, not their religiosity that kind of keeps them bound.
I've heard some of the stories that you're referring to, and they're amazing stories.
They are.
And it inspires me to pray.
Yeah.
And we certainly invite all of you to join us in the prayer efforts during the month of Ramadan, beginning June 28th through July 27th. And these booklets can be picked up at the church lobby anytime, or we'll have them available Sundays at service times as well to pick up and take home and make it part of your prayer focus for this month. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us today for Village Church Connections. Have a wonderful day.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as we ask people at Shell Point what makes them happy. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Wednesday, June 18th. I'm Jared Pike, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.